Good afternoon, children. Standard ninth. Subject Political Science, India and the Other Countries, Part 3. Yes, children. In Part 2, we have studied about the India and the other neighbors. We have seen Afghanistan, how it is maintaining its relation with the India, then the Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar. South Asian Association for the Regional Cooperation. We all have studied about all this point in the part 2. Now let us begin with the part 3, and I am going to start with the India and America. So I want every one of you all to pay attention over here. So children, I begin over here. India and America are the two powerful nations who have democratic political system rights from the beginning. America was India's most important trading partner. Many Indians went to the America for the educations or the work due to the presence of this non-resident Indians. The cultural, social and the economic relations between the America and India have been increasing. After the end of the Cold War, the military relations between the India and America have increased on a large scale. After the India accepted free market economy, the speed of economic progress slowly increased. It resulted in the further strengthening the trade relations between the India and the America. When India conducted the nuclear test in 1998, through these rounds of the talks, America came to believe that India will use its nuclear weapons with responsibilities. The Congress in 2008 was an important landmark in the Indo-America relations in the last 5 years. Cordial relations of the cooperations in different areas have developed between the India and America. And Russia of today have always shared friendly relations. In 1971, the Indo-Soviet Treaty of the Friendship and Cooperation was signed between them, and it gave the great impetus to cooperations between the two countries in defense and technologies. The Soviet Union has also given the economic and military help to the India on a large scale. Okay, so due to the political and the economic problems in the Russia relations did not improve much, and after 1996 Indo-Russia relation began to improve slowly, and India and Russia gave jointly built projects related to the productions of military equipments, productions of the mineral oil, etc. Okay children, so I have read it's all about the India and the America. Okay, now children, in this concept there is India and America. These are two powerful equal rights system in the world. Okay, so America is the India's most important trading partner. Okay, so these two countries has a very close economic relations, and then many Indians they went to America for the work and the education. Okay, and then the non-resident Indians culture, social and economic relation has improved, and then military relation increased after the end of the Cold War. So here India accepted the free market economy in the year 1991, and the India's nuclear was in the year 1998, and it caused the relationship. So it has convinced America that India will use the nuclear weapons with the responsibilities, and then because of this it becomes possible for India to get the nuclear technology from the other country as well, and then the cordial relations of the cooperation in different areas have developed between the Indias and the America. Okay children, so let us move on to the next one, that is the India and the Europe nation. Okay children, so I would like to move on to the India and the European nation. Okay, so let us see what is said over here. There are the trade relations between the European nations and the India. Especially Germany's and the France invest on large scale in the fields of the technologies in India. Apart from this, India gets the technology of the productions of the weapons from the European nations, India is a major exporters in the field of the engineering and information technology. So, both gave the objectives of the firmness on the free trades. India and the Europeans and the European nations are cooperating in the other areas as well. Several treaties have been signed in the field of the climate change, clean energy, defense production, disaster management, security of the airspace and terrorism. This cooperation is very important from the point of view of the Indian agreements. Okay, children. So this was what about the India and the Europe nation. Okay. Now here, children, that is Germany and France, these are the two countries they had invested in the field of technology in India. It was on a very large scale. So the India has get the technology of productions of the weapons from the European nation, and then India is one of the major exporter of the engineering and information technologies to the Europe. So children, the European Union was reorganized and it was launched anew on the 1st of November 1993. Okay children, this is what it has said it over here. Now the next one is India and the continent of the Africa. India and the continent of Africa. Okay, so I am reading it, just pay attention over here. Now India has consciously taken steps to build the cooperations between the India and the continents of Africa. Having the close relations with the Africa will be beneficial from the point of view of both. Many countries in Africa are developing rapidly. India has shown its radiations to help in the all-round developments of Africa. Youth. India has also agreed to give the economic help and even grants to bring about the developments in the different areas like technology, agriculture, tourism, etc. Now, etc. India's energy needs can be fulfilled by the energy-rich countries like Egypt, Nigeria, Angola, and Sudan. India is making efforts to increase the trade with Africa. The Summit Conference of the India and Africa was held in 2015 and the representatives from all the 54 African nations attended it. In this conference, discussions were held on the many global issues, for example, climate change, terrorism, piracy, etc. Okay, children? So, this is what the countries of the continents of the India and the continents of the Africa. Now, children, in India and this another one, it is said that India has consciously taken the steps. For what purpose? To build the cooperation with the African countries. And then, as many African countries are developing rapidly, it becomes the close relation with them with all the beneficials of to the both. So, India has given up the areas like technology, agriculture and the tourism. And our India energy needs can be fulfilled by the energy. Rich nations like Egypt, Nigeria, Angola and the Sudan. So, the Summit Conference of India and Africa was held in the 2015 and then the representatives of the 54 African nations they had attended it. So, this conference discussions were held on climate change, terrorism and on the piracy. Okay, children. Our next point is what? India and the Indo-Pacific and the Indo-Pacific nations and the Indo-Pacific region. Okay. Sorry, our next point is what? That is about the India and the South and the Southeast nations. Okay. So just pay attention over here what it is said. Now let us see what is going to be said over here. India and the West and the Southeast Asia. Okay. The East Asian countries are primarily suppliers of the oils and natural gas. So India has traditionally had the relations with these countries. India depends upon the oil coming in the from the West Asia. India imports oil from the Iran, Bahrain, from the Iran, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. We get the modern technology from the agricultures and the defense equipments from the Israel. Also, the many Indians live in the Israel for their jobs or the business. They also make a major contributions to our economy. The main objectives of the Indian foreign policy is to maintain the friendly relations with all the nations and help each other so as to bring about the developments of the India as well as the other countries. We have taken the stock of India's relation with the main countries in the world. In the next chapter, we shall study some important internationals or the global issues. Okay, children? Now, over here, the last one, that is the India and the South Asia. What is it saying? That India is having a very cordial relation with the Southeast Asian nation. Why? Because the trade relation was between the two and which was improved after the 1991. So, India has adopted the free market economy and the policies of increasing the trade with the Southeast Asian nation is known as the Look East policy. Okay, and then what is said over here, that the after 2014 this policy was made further more active and is known as the Act East policy. So okay children, it was known as which policy? Act East policy. Okay, and then the West Asian countries are said as the primarily suppliers. Why? Because the oil and natural gas to the Indian was being given by the West Asia. So Israel, they proved that modern technology for agriculture and defense equipment, and many Indians live in the Israel for the jobs and the business purpose. Okay children, I hope every one of you all must have understood it. Thank you.